Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day one of our June release, and I have a fun card to share. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's fruit dies along with their scallop square dies, their stitched square dies, and their wheelbarrow dies, and their new grilling with my Gnomies stamp set, along with Bella Boulevard's Squeeze the Day, American Crafts Christmas foil, and the dot stripe from Doodlebug 6-inch pads. And I did go ahead and pre-put together these fruit off the video. There we go. And I'm going to be using them on the card. So first of all, I'm starting with a piece of Paper Trank white cardstock that's 5.5 by 11 inches. And I'm scoring it at 5.5 inches to make a 5.5 inch square card. Just for something different. Teflon bone folder, like I said, Martha Stewart scoreboard. And I'm taking a tonic paper trimmer and I'm cutting a piece of paper from that Squeeze the Day Bella Boulevard pad, and I'm cutting it 1/8 of an inch smaller than 5.5 inches. There we go. And that's going to be a base layer. And I'm just going to stick that down with some ATG tape. And that's going to go on the front of my card first. So I did put together the little oranges first, and you'll see what I'm going to do with them. It's just kind of fun, right? I'm using some fun sentiments from Grilling with My Gnomies. Adorable, adorable sentiments on that set. I also do pull out our glasses dies and our mini tag dies 3 and our tag flag dies 2. I just don't show you that. I pull it out a little later in the video. Okay, so I'm just lining it up. I needed a contrast to get it lined up on that white. Okay, now I cut some Paper Tray Ink Orange Zest cardstock with the 4 3/4 inch scallop square die, and I'm going to stick that down with my ATG tape, trying to get it centered as well as I can. And of course I don't, oh no, I get it. Yeah, no, that's good. And then I cut out a 4-inch square of paper from that Bella Boulevard Squeeze the Day pad. It's got this cute, super cute little orange pattern. I'm also pulling out American Crafts black cardstock, and I'm going to cut that 1/8 of an inch larger. So it'll be 4 1/8 inch, and that's going to frame that orange, pattern paper. There we go. See, it's got a little bit of a texture to it. So I'm going to stick down that 4-inch square down on the 4 1/8 inch American Crafts black square with some ATG tape. There we go. Working on my Stampin' Up! Pad as per usual. There we go. Just making sure there's no overhang of tape there. And I will stick down that layer with the ATG tape again. So I don't make square cards a lot, but I do like them. Remember, if you put them in a rectangle envelope, you don't have to pay for extra shipping or extra mailing price, I guess, stamp price, whatever you want to call it. It's cheaper to put it in a rectangle envelope than to mail a square enveloped card. I don't know why that is, but that's the way it is. Okay, so now I'm adding on a 1-inch strip of American Crafts black cardstock to the inside, and then a 3/4 of an inch strip of that same pattern paper to the inside of my card, just for a little something something. And I'll stick that down with some ATG tape, and I will cut off the overhang with a pair of scissors. Bella Boulevard paper is so much fun. I love the bright, I don't know, I just think it's bright and fun. Kind of right up there with Doodlebug paper, just lots of fun. There we go. And I will make sure that fold is folded down. So I'm going to make another little orange wedge. So I cut out that piece out of white Paper Tray Ink cardstock first. And then I take that relief cut and I'm going to trace it onto this dot stripe paper from Doodlebug. There we go. And because I want a pattern behind where those little orange wedges are. You don't have to do this. You could just stick it down on the orange zest cardstock for Paper Tray Ink and be done with it. But I like that little pattern in there. So I'm just trimming it out. And then I will stick that behind the white little piece. And I'm sticking that down with art glitter glue using my reverse tweezers as per usual. There we go. So I'll stick that down. I like the little dots. I used that same paper on my other orange wedge and also on the main orange. I did use a Copic marker. There it is there. In the Copic marker is wire 18. I'm just adding a little shadow just for fun, just a little swipe. I did the same on the main orange that I created. You don't have to. I just think it adds a little fun little detail, right? You could ink ink the edges if you like, but I just decided to add a swipe of marker. And I'm going to add one of them to the inside of the card on the right-hand side with some art glitter glue. There we go. And so cute. Okay, so now I'm going to put together this adorable wheelbarrow, one of my favorite new dies from Jaded Blossom. This was from the last release. I'm working on an American Crafts base. And then first I stick down a paper tray black wheel. Then I'm going to add a little silver piece. That's from the American Christmas foil pad. I'm going to add a little silver piece here as well. There we go. Now you can use whatever color you like as your base layer. I just like to use black a lot of times because I can see the contrast on my Stampin' Up! Pad and I can line things up easily. When you're working on white, sometimes if you use a white base layer, it kind of fools the eye and you don't line things up. Okay, so that's Paper Tray Craft cardstock. Now that's Paper Tray New Leaf cardstock, the green. And I'm just going to add glue around the edge because I'm going to tuck in those oranges into this wheelbarrow. Now, I could have put the oranges behind the wheelbarrow and just cut off that dirt layer, but I decided to use it kind of like a pocket. There we go. I do weight things down in between. There we go. So I'm going to slip in that little orange. Isn't that cute? I did use a Copic marker in E18 just to sort of flick on some marker on that paper tray ink stem part. There we go. So I glued them down. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now I'm using flag dies 2 from Jaded Blossom. And I cut out the flag in Smoky Shadow cardstock. And then I'm going to sort of lay the relief cut so I can line up my stamp sentiment that says squeeze the day. There, I don't want it to move around, so I'm just going to stick it down. There we go. And then I will put that little flag in the center and run that through my Gemini machine. I'm using my little Go right now. Now I have my sentiment for the inside. You're Simply the Zest. And I'm using the mini tag dies 3 to cut that out. There we go. And I do cut a shadow layer for both of those sentiments. With the flag dies and then again with those mini tag dies 3 out of Smoky Shadow cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. So I'm just going to stack up my sentiment onto some of those Smoky Shadow layers with some art glitter glue. There we go, just to give it a little bit of definition. You see the little glasses that I cut out of black Paper Tray Ink cardstock. I'm going to use cat eye glasses on that orange. Excuse me. I just think it's so cute. Okay, so I did cut in half one of those little flagged end borders. And I'm just going to layer up the one edge because it's going to be overlapping that pattern paper and there's a couple of layers there. So I just want it to lay as flat as I can. And then I'm going to add glue to that. And then I will have that sort of straddling over those layers, trying to keep things as flat as I can. There we go. Isn't that cute? And I'm going to trim off the overhang first with a pair of scissors. There we go. And then I will add on my sentiment. It would have been too thick if I would have stacked them all up. It would have been hard to cut through it all with a pair of scissors. Okay, so isn't that cute? So I'm going to add these little adorable glasses. Those were cut from Paper Tray Ink black cardstock with the smallest little cat eye glasses from Jaded Blossom's glasses dies. And I'm just going to stick them down. Isn't that cute? I did use a secure white jelly roll pen in a number 10 to add some highlights. Okay, so now I am adding on little enamel eyeballs from Doodlebug's Shape Sprinkles in ICU. They're just little black enamel dots. I just think they look kind of cute. So now I'm trimming off the overhang with a pair of scissors there. There we go. And I will put together this inside sentiment. My sentiments were stamped onto Paper Tray Ink white cardstock with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. There we go. And I'm just going to stick down that sentiment on the lower left side. There we go. And I will trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors. There, isn't that cute? So squeeze the day and the other sentiment on the inside. You're simply the zest. So fun. I love a good, pun. I'm just using Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, just the edges of one. Trying to use up all these packages of dimensionals that I have. So I'm just going to quickly cover the whole background with this. You'll notice that I did put together that the orange itself onto paper tray ink craft cardstock. That's why you see that craft. Really, you only see the stem of that craft. Everything that I used will be listed on my blog. So I'm just trimming a little strip of it to, put down the handle. Like I said before, I love this wheelbarrow die from Jaded Blossom. It is so cute, and you can fill it up with whatever you like, right? There we go. So I wanted to go with something different today for the day one of this release. Just, something fun. So I peeled off all the backings, and I'm going to add that to my card front. Isn't that cute? I just think they're so cute. So now I'm pulling out Bella Boulevard's epoxy hearts, and I'm going to add an orange one to the wheelbarrow itself. And then I'm going to add a few of these blue ones to my background, just trying to decide where they're going to go. I like to put them in a visual triangle. So I do put 3 of these. There we go. Kind of fun, right? And lastly, I'm going to add an extra one just to the end of this sentiment. So I just think it turned out so cute. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by the design team. The Jaded Blossom store to get your hands on the Gotta Have It Now. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till till Thursday to do your shopping to get things a la carte. Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon in my next video. Bye, everyone.